Channel 31, Huntsville's 24-hour news station, presents 31 Eyewitness News Tonight, pre-recorded from our broadcast earlier this evening for another look at the day's events.
And now, from your 24-hour news source, Dawn Phelps, Heather Burns, Gary Dobbs Weather, and A.C. Johnson Sports. This is 31 Eyewitness News.
Good evening, everyone. At this hour, testimony is still being taken as two former Madison police officers fight to get their jobs back. Lee Higgs and Edward Pounders were fired earlier this year for allegedly using excessive force during an arrest. Some Alabama A&M employees could soon be writing the unemployment line. Ahead on your 24-hour news source, a total management plan for A&M could total lost jobs. If you total all the superstitions in sports, most would come from baseball. AC looks at star superstitions. We're superstitious about tomorrow's weather. Is there reason for concern? Find out when Eyewitness News continues. Did it rain tonight?
Well, not in Huntsville, not that I know of.
It probably rained somewhere.
But it is raining in parts of North Alabama, South Tennessee, and we'll look at it on radar here in just a moment. It's raining in my garden right now. I got that sprinkler going full blast.
Well, that's good. We're not going to fall off the mountain, but that's good.
We're going to have some healthy vegetables out of that garden.
Yeah, I bet.
From about August or so. Happy birthday tonight, Paul McCartney. You and I remember Paul McCartney very well.
I know a lot of people out there don't know who that is.
When he was a Beatle, remember? He just turned 49.
Golly, he's almost as old as Elvis Presley was.
Now, people around here do not believe that I used to have a Beatle cut, but I wanted to show you tonight that I did once upon a time, and this is the way I looked right here. If I could have been a member of the Beatles, that's the way I would have looked right there. Back in 1966, Gary in the Sky with Diamonds. After that coat I wore the last couple of nights or so, I guess that applies as well. Here's radar across the southeastern U.S. Lethe Crum is on the job this week with weather graphics, having just a little bit of fun with the weather dude here. All right, Tom, I hear you back there. Lots of rain in parts of North Alabama, but here in Huntsville, we're pretty well high and dry, and it's the same old hit and miss pattern. We've got the leftovers of a stationary front that's draped just to our south. As long as the remnants of that borderline, that boundary is around us, then we're going to see these things fire up, the hit and miss variety. I had a fella this morning say, Gary, where's all this rain you've been talking about every night? My garden's been dry for 2 weeks. Well, that's the pattern. Looks like some of us are getting hit and some of us are getting missed altogether. 76 degrees outside right now after a high today of right up to the upper 80s, 87 degrees out at the airport, 91 degrees at the airport, 87 in the Shoals. 66 the start this morning, east wind at 6 miles an hour, 78 over in the Shoals right now, by the way, out at Muscle Shoals Flight Service Station. 82% high humidity, 71% Shoals, 30.01 on our barometer, and holding steady. Well, let's see what we can deal up here in the way of rain. There you go. We got lots of scattered showers across the southeast. Strong thunderstorms up around Minnesota, strong thunderstorms near Colorado into Nebraska. In fact, a tornado watch in effect there until 3 o'clock in the morning. But for us, it's just the hit and miss variety. We've seen it for the last, couple of weeks or so, and just won't go away because we got all this humidity continuing to be pumped up out of the Gulf around a high-pressure system out in the Atlantic and also a little low-pressure area down in the Texas region, Louisiana. So the combination is a continuation of the humidity. It does not look like we're going to see crystal clear skies for some time to come because things are just stalling out. And as long as we have these little low pressure areas filtering along the stationary front, well, we're going to have these off and on hit and miss showers. Speaking of our upper airflow, I mentioned it's coming out of the Gulf, but it's making a squiggly path getting there. It's running up around a little high pressure area in the Central Plains, then down around a low, and then back up through us. But nonetheless, the end result is all this humidity way up into the upper atmosphere. Here is your forecast for tonight. What does all that humidity mean? Why, it means cloudy periods at times tonight. Showers are in the process of diminishing. For tomorrow, after a low of 68 tonight, partly sunny, only hit and miss showers, high of 87. Our 5-day forecast, same old pattern all the way through the weekend with just hit and miss rain. Most of the time will be dry. You may get a 1 or 2 hour downpour because where these showers occur, they don't move. They just sit there and cause localized flooding. So it's either flood or nothing.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Alabama A&M looks to...
Let's check that 5-day forecast one more time. If you've seen one day on the 5-day, you've seen them all because they all look the same. Temperatures in the 90s, only hit and miss showers. A 1 or 2 hour shower is likely over the next 2 to 3 days, but most of the time should be dry but hot and steamy.
All right, thanks. Most people know Leonardo da Vinci, the painter, but not many know of da Vinci, the scientist and inventor. A 6-week exhibit of da Vinci's models is here in Huntsville. Included in the exhibit are models of double-hull ships, printing presses, and, of course, flying machines. You can see the exhibit starting this Saturday through August 4th at the Huntsville Public Library. Well, that's Eyewitness News at 10. Thank you for joining us. Stay with your 24-hour news source for updates around the clock. Then join Anna Clayton at 6:30 for Eyewitness News Morning. We'll see you tomorrow.